Hello everybody, my name is Frost here, Frostless Snowpickle, and welcome back to West of Loathing. Or the Jelly Bean Thief Camp. Are these a man's of jelly beans stealing? This is where Roy sent us, but I don't actually see the jelly beans anywhere. What if they took eating the jelly beans? Oh no! Perish the thought. You approach the bandits seated around the fire. The meanest looking one speaks up. Don't know who you think you are, stranger, but you better turn yourself right around and head back the way you came, unless you want to eat lead. Well, that's not very neighborly. Take a hike, neighbor. You fellas stole a jar of jelly beans from an old man, and I aim to have him back. Oh, is that right? And just how are you planning on doing that? Listen, fellas. You stole a jar of candy from an old man. This is such a small, petty, sad little crime. It barely even qualifies as a crime. If this ends up on a wanted poster, you're going to be the laughingstock of the criminal community. More importantly, what would your mothers think? I'm giving you a chance to turn away from this life of crime before it's too late, and I suggest you take it, because I'm pretty sure this is not a life you're suited to. Bandits hang their heads shamefully and shuffle away. Good. Beans! Grab them! Filthy bedroll. Bandits' meager food supplies. They should have been robbing grocery stores. Loot it. Ill-gotten goods. Loot it. A Kurt's Fit headband. Plus speed and maximum HP. This is a headband formerly worn by an exercise-obsessed lunatic. It has Kurt's Fit trademark printed on it so many times that it's legible from every possible angle. That's probably better than what I had. That also might be worth wearing, though. Plus 6 mysticality? When did I get that? And why was I not wearing it? Pretty nice bedroll. He must have stolen it from a hiker or something. Dynamite! Ill-gotten goods. You stop to investigate a plume of smoke and discover that where it is, there's no fire. The next thing you discover is that it's not so much smoke as the charred ghost of someone who suffered a particularly grisly death. Oh, you're resistant to hot and to spooky. That is not good. Those are my two main methods of damage. Alright, Bean Golem. Bean Shield. And then we're just gonna have to whack you. Gary, give us a grunt. Oh boy. This is not gonna go well. Gary, you gotta use your spores here, buddy. You got this. You got that. Come on. Ow. Get it, Bean Golem. You blew that old ghost away like a stiff breeze. Mysticality level up, and I got a bit of ectoplasm. Howdy, Frosty. You recovered that jar of jelly beans by any chance? Sure did.
Well, I'll be. Thank you kindly, Frosty. I won't ask for details, but I hope they were sufficiently grisly. Now, the second jar of jelly beans was stolen by a passel of them weird goblin fellows. Couldn't understand a word they were saying, but they were very insistent.
Which way did they go?
Northwest, toward that huge old cactus folks call Old Granddad.
Right, I'm on it. You see what you take to be an oasis in the boiling heat of this region and spur Prospector toward it. As you near it, you discover that you've been fooled. It wasn't an oasis at all, but an evil towering black stone cow monolith. Anybody could make that mistake, really. Attack it.
Bean Golem. Bean Shield. Bean!
You got this, Carrie. Nicely done. Woo! Unglyth Horn and Menudo Geode. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, looking! Old Granddad. What, your granddad? Where? No, the really big cactus over there. A famous goblin place named Old Granddad. But goblins aren't related to cactuses. An honorary title. I see. Well, heck, let's check it out. The guard blocks your path.
Hey, hi, no climbing for humans.
I'm here for taking back a jar of jelly beans you goblins stealing.
Oh, what?
Jelly beans, little colorful sugar things.
Oh, little fruit rocks.
Yeah, those.
Those are for the pile.
The what?
Anywhere, no upstairs for humans.
Maybe we can trading?
No trading, but you can bribing me.
Okay, cool. What do you want?
A candy bar. A good human candy bar of the bubbles having. You knowing it?
Do you mean this? Bar soap.
Oh yes, wonderful. Thanking you.
Can I climbing now?
Sure.
Awesome.
Oof. Oof. Ow.
There's another goblin here, blocking another ladder.
Hello, no climbing for humans. Too bad.
Can I bribe you to letting me climbing?
Oh. Okay.
What do you want?
Cactus syrup. A delicious vein is being in the other room, but had losing my tap.
Okay, I'm being right back. Oof. If you were a tap, where would you be in this pile of junk? To heck with tap. My mysticality is 37. Do I have anything that can add some mysticality? I do. Make a tap. You bolt a flange onto a pipe, then add a couple of rusty widgets. It's not pretty, but it's a tap. You also find an empty jar in the pile, which will be handy. There's a gash in the wall full of the cactus here, revealing a vein of sticky purple goo. Tap it. You plug the tap into the syrup vein and fill the jar with purple cactus syrup.
Hello, having the syrups?
Yes.
Hooray!
The guard guzzles the entire bottle in a single long draw. It is both fascinating and disgusting.
Needing more for proper bribing.
Of course you are. Get some goo.
Hello, having a syrups?
Yep. This time the guard moves away from the ladders. They have plenty of room to guzzle up the syrup. Excellent.
Hello, hi.
Hi, can I?
No?
Okay, can I?
Yep. Bringing me goblin elixir.
What's that?
A potion of extra delicious being so good.
Okay, I'll go get that then. This table is covered with flasks, beakers, bottles, tubes, burners, and all other equipment that makes up a super elaborate alchemy table, including a whole bunch of different colored liquids and powders and stuff. Make a goblin elixir. Well, if that's easy for you to say. Look for some instructions. You find a scrap of paper in a drawer that looks maybe like instructions for an elixir, but it's all in goblin science jargon that you don't understand at all. just start mixing things, I guess. You pick up a beaker and look at the ingredients. Start with some violet powder. You pour some violet powder into the beaker, and then you add some green ooze to the beaker. It turns clear and starts to smoke a little. What's next? Some chartreuse oil. The mixture turns brown and starts to smoke even harder. Now what? Spit in it! You work up a good mouthful of saliva and spit it into the beaker. The mixture turns red and starts to smoke like crazy. You manage to pitch the concoction out the window and duck under the table just in time. It explodes with a tooth-rattling bang. Let's try again. Blue syrup. Gray powder. Turns pink and starts to fizz a little. Add some clear granules. Turns brown and starts to fizz even harder. Shake it up! You carefully pour the mixture into a cocktail shaker and give it a good shake before pouring it back in the beaker. The mixture turns red and starts to fizz like crazy. After a second, though, it settles down. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem immediately life-threatening. Smells terrible, though. Keep it. You pour the elixir? ? Into a proper flask. Who knows? Maybe it isn't a deadly poison or anything. Hi, ready for bribing? Yes, here's your elixir, probably. Oh, good, yes! The goblin moves away from the ladder and takes little sips from the flask, savoring the flavor. Is it good? Yes, perfect! Huh, cool. Holy crap, if this isn't the most disturbing thing you've ever seen, I don't want to know what was. Presumably a couple of goblins poppinged in here, and the spores got all mixed together. They seem reasonably chill about it. Hey, guys, those jelly beans, can I to having them?
Oh, what? Fruit rocks? No, we're not taking no fruit rocks. These being ours, not for you taking.
Jeez Louise. I'll talk to it / them. But not looking like you're eating them. A jar is still full.
What? Eating fruit rocks? Not for eating fruit rocks, just for looking at.
You just looking at them?
Not fitting through floor hole. Can't leave room. Fruit rocks only entertainment being.
Good grief, that's sad. Okay, how about I teaching you something else for entertaining? Something better than fruit rocks looking at.
Okay, sounding good. I agree. I'm not certain what being better than fruit rocks looking at.
20 questions. You teach the goblins how to play 20 questions, and once you get them over the initial hurdle of a goblin being neither animal, vegetable, nor mineral, they pick it up pretty fast. Soon they're so focused on the game that they've stopped paying attention to you entirely. Excellent.
Get him.
Goblin pilots are too focused on their game to notice you take them jelly beans, and it was a fair trade, so they're yours now anyways. Green apple jelly beans. Inexperienced apple-flavored jelly beans. You grab a piece of blowing garbage to wipe the sweat from your brow. You should really get a handkerchief if you're going to keep riding this heat. And the garbage turns out to be a flyer for a nearby tourist attraction, the petting cemetery. Keep going where I was going. Oh, this is the wrong place. I wanted to go here. Off in the distance, you spot a hungry bobcat. It's nature's way.
How you doing on them jelly beans, kid?
Got him.
Wonderful, good job, kid. Looks like they're all here, too. The goblins didn't eat any.
It's a long and weird story.
Well, never mind. You've done a swell job, kid. I've only got one more jar of jelly beans missing. They were stolen by a gang of damn hippies.
Why'd they take them?
Heck, who knows what a hippie's thinking. All I know is they took off headed south and a little bit west.
Okay, I'll be right back. Shroom Cave. An odd flash of light nearby prompts you to stop and investigate. You discover a goblin with a strange hinged board covered with shiny foil, which they're using to reflect sunlight onto a pair of leather boots. Hey, hello, what doing?
Tanning. I'm a tanner.
Talk. You are... tanning boots?
Yes, sun using to making very tan.
I don't think that's how it works, but I guess you're the expert. What? Are these, boots for selling? Oh yes, we'll sell the boots for 250 meats. Sure. Overly tanned boots, plus AP and Moxie. So comprehensively tanned that they're more tan than boot at this point. Yeah, I think that's better than mine. Dang it. That one is letting off spores. Backpack. Investigate. Shroom grow and a mushroom map. Contains some loose bits of granola and some very, very dirty clothes. And a map. Read it. This map is labeled Shroom Locations and shows a weird convoluted trail leading to a big X. You recognize the X as this very cave. The dotted line originates a little picture of an army fort. That's probably worth investigating. Fort of Darkness. That one's also getting off spores. This pile of bones is wearing some shredded necromancer cultist clothes. Loot it. Grab everything that isn't nailed to the bones, and then you grab the bones. There's a little slip of pink paper in here. Discipline slip. Looks like one of the necromancer's cultists got written up. 2 more of these and he'll be ritually eviscerated. Nothing personal, it's just corporate policy. You read over the infraction listed on the slip. Looks like one of the cultists was gathering dangerous mushrooms. Curious, you stick the slip into your journal. Grutch. So I assume for the last thing of beans, I have to head to that Fort of Darkness. Ooh, mushrooms. Oh, tiny cousins. Hello. You can actually talk to mushrooms? Haha, what? No, they're just mushrooms, silly. Gary gives one of the mushrooms a broad conspiratorial wink. Okay. Fort of Darkness. You spy a patch of loco weed growing next to the trail. You hop down for a closer look just to make sure it's not loco grass or loco flowers. Can't get loco, I don't have foraging. Fort of Darkness. All of these cannons have flowers stuck in the barrels. You climb up into the watchtower and take a look around. Nice view from up here. This young lady is dressed in fancy, expensive traveling clothes, though hard wear has made them dirty and ragged. Also, her pupils are about the size of teacups. Wow, hi, a new face. My name's, what's that? Irene. Everyone here just calls me Mushrooms, so I forget sometimes. Howdy, Irene, I'm Frosty. What's your story? Oh, not much to tell. I was hitchhiking to Frisco a few months back, but I stopped here and never got around to continuing, you know? We're like a big happy family here, and everyone's so nice and appreciative of how I know so much about mushrooms. Mushrooms? Uh-huh. They're good for all kinds of things, if you know which ones to pick. If you want, I can sell you a few of my favorites. I have a spare pair of mushroom pliers, too, if you want to pick your own. Okay, cool. Would you like to buy a mushroom or a pair of mushroom pliers? I'll buy pliers. Mushroom plucking pliers. A pair of delicate pliers designed for picking mushrooms without knocking loose all of the important spores and stuff. Here you go. I shared the location of my secret mushroom hunting cave with you, but I lost my knapsack with my map in it, and I don't think I could explain how to get there just in, like, words. Good luck, though. You seen any jelly beans? Yeah, I had some jelly beans recently. I don't quite remember. Oh, they were in my lounge. Where's your lounge? I don't quite remember. It's only there part of the time anyway. What? I don't know. Would you like to buy a mushroom? This batch is extra groovy. No thanks, I'll see you later. This guy seems to be in a daze, looking around uncomprehendingly at the boots and cobbler's tools around him. Hi there, these are some pretty cool boots you've made. Are they for sale? Huh? Oh, no, I mean, I'd like to sell them to you, but they are mine. You didn't make them? It's funny how everyone assumes that, but no, these were all made by elves. Elves? Yeah, man, like little elf guys. They're hard to see, like just out of the corner of your eye, you know? But I'll be just kind of standing here, just kind of... And then I'm like, oh, hey, got another pair of boots in my hands. Guess the elves made some more boots. Huh. I haven't made a pair of boots myself in, I don't know, like a year, years? These elves keep making them, though. I don't know why. Weird. Okay. You seen any jelly beans? Jelly beans? Weird, no, I haven't seen anything like that. Ask the elves, maybe. I'll give that a shot. You know anything about Irene's lounge? He glances nervously at Irene and lowers his voice to a whisper. No, I don't really talk to her much. The elves don't trust her. Gotcha. Can never be too careful, I suppose. Yeah. You should open a boot store. Huh? A store to sell your boots in. They're not mine, though. They're... Right, the elves. But the elves can't be making them just for fun, right? I think they're making them so you can sell them. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. There's a town called Dirtwater. You could open up a really nice shop there. That's a pretty long trip. But, like, it'd be dangerous. I'd be worried the elves wouldn't make it, you know? I'll let you know if I think of anything. Give me bones! Hi, I'm Frosty. Teeth, clavicle, femur, teeth. Wow, okay. You seen any jelly beans? Teeth, jawbone, teeth. I see. Do you know anything about lounge? Teeth, lumbar, vertebra. Okay, that makes sense. Skull chips? You hand her some bone chips and she stops muttering. Her eyes seem to focus a little and she takes some glue out of her toolbox and presses the chips into a ring. Bone chip ring! More random encounters with skeletons. As soon as she gives the ring to you, though, she's back to her muttering. Nice, thank you. Hi, I'm Frosty. Salutations, Frosty. They call me the Talking Dude because of my extensive knowledge of the principles of philosophy and the arguments and conundrums surrounding its various aspects and interpretations. I bet that's not why they call you that. Can I interest you in a discussion of the particulars of curtsy and philosophy, Frosty? Sure, why not? Talking Dude begins, and you immediately tune out. The meaning of meaning. But what is reality, really? On the other hand, he acknowledges your interest and barrels on, which is, of course, a consequence. Yes, I agree. Necessarily in sufficient condition. You keep him talking with the subtlest of body language. Of course, the phenomenological reduction. Yeah, I agree. On the other hand, necessary and sufficient condition. Oh. A priori, of course, propositional calculus, blah 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 blah. Of course, the blah phenomenological reduction, blah blah. I understand completely. Blah 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 blah. Brain in a jar somewhere, blah blah. Blah blah. Hedonism is the only choice, blah blah. What is reality, really, blah blah? Huh. It actually seems like some of this is rubbing off on you. Plus 10 mysticality, nice, interesting. Categorical impact. Leibniz is a terrible golfer. Can I get anything else? The writings of Descartes. Dude, are we Dude, are you real? I think I am. That's actually pretty solid evidence. René Descartes! Cartesian dualism. Schopenhauer. Deontology. Okay, I think at this point we can give up. You seen any jelly beans? Well, first we must take care to define our terms. What does it mean to see jelly beans? And what if I see as jelly beans are different than what you see? Cut the crap before I cut it for you. No, I have not. But I do know that Irene, the newest, and dare I say the most delightful of our little clan, is particularly fond of them. You might ask her. Do you know where Irene's lounge is? I have been there, but for some inexplicable reason I was never invited to return. Inexplicable. I would self-actualize by returning on my own, but I don't remember where it was, and Todd will not tell me, which is quite frustrating. Entire pack rat skeleton. Alright, where is Todd? This woman is rocking back and forth, making sounds as she rapidly flaps her lips with her fingers. Hi. Hi! Seen any jelly beans? If I knew where there were jelly beans, don't you think I'd be there eating jelly beans instead of making these dumb noises? Fair point. Do you know anything about a lounge? What I wouldn't give for a lounge. I mean, this couch is great, but if I was in a lounge, wow. Uh-huh. What exactly are you doing? Nothing really. Just making dumb noises to entertain myself. It's kind of reminiscent of something, but I'm not sure what. Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello. Yes. I'm Todd. Frosty. Pleased to meet you. So, what do you do around here, Todd? I'm a chemist. I've been researching the properties of some of the local mushrooms. Properties like what? Like how they get you totally wrecked. Right. I'm kidding. They actually have a lot of interesting properties that could be a real boon to medicine. They may even hold a solution to many psychological disorders. Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. The fact that they also get you absolutely smashed is just a happy side effect. Woo! I see. If you have any lactarius, dirty hippica mushrooms, I can refine them into a more potent potable, i.e. a potion. You seen any jelly beans? No, I'm not interested in jelly beans unless they're that kind of jelly beans that get you completely blasted. I don't think that's a real thing. No, it is. I heard they got them in Frisco. That doesn't seem safe, for kids. Do you know where Irene's lounge is? Oh, yeah, I do. Don't tell the talking dude, but if you don't mind. But it's in that cave where we get all of our mushrooms. I didn't see any lounge there. It's, you gotta be, no thanks. This tall, muscular, bald man is leading his students in an aerobic workout routine. His voice is powerful yet disconcertingly soft as he counts off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Excuse me, what's going on here? Exercise. You must strengthen the body. If the body is weak, the mind cannot be strong. These two are one. Who are you? I'm Curtis. My methods will usher in a new age of power and will. Can I exercise with you? You do not have proper tie. Before muscle comes skin. Before skin comes clothing. Can I exercise with you? But I'm wearing the headband. What do you mean? Whatever. Military supplies. Loot it. I need more safecracking. There's only one file in the drawer, and it's a discharge record for a soldier who died from eating poisonous mushrooms. The last entry says she was buried in plot 420 of a military cemetery up north. You marked the location on your map. Military manuals. They look too complicated for you, except for one. Take the simple one. Cannon loading for idiots. Book. This is a book about how to load a cannon, written at a reading level that is more or less equivalent to illiteracy. This book is so rudimentary that it's insulting to your intelligence, even though you know almost nothing about loading cannons. Dang. Oh, an artillery saber. You find a rectangular hole roughly 3 feet wide by 6 feet long by 6 feet deep, so it's either a grave or the future site of half an in-ground hot tub. Jump in. The stuff you find in it makes you lean more toward the grave theory. Old wedding ring. Ooh. Time to harvest some shrooms. Why won't it let me harvest the shrooms? See a few buildings off in the distance and spur Prospector toward them to investigate. Turns out to be the old Kellogg Sanatorium. You remember reading about this place in the papers. Crazy guy obsessed with bodily and spiritual purity, charging rich people an arm and a leg to eat bad food for a few weeks. I'm gonna have to spend a bunch of meat to get the thing, aren't I? The mushroom. There you are. These are called Lactaria sturdihipica, and they're very spiritual. Sometimes they'll let you see things that only exist in realms outside our own stuff. Plus they're super groovy and mellow. In fact, I do. Go easy on this stuff, it has a real kick to it. Your transponder starts making that bleeping noise that means either treasure or monster, and who can resist that gamble? Not you! At least not in this encounter. Anyway, your involuntary risk-taking is rewarded when you find a high-tech crate. Sadly, it is locked. Open it! Cross your fingers as you feed the crate one of your valuable keystones. It opens to reveal scraps, a punch card, and a food cube. Excellent. Fully opens your third eye. Your third eye is all the way open. Whoa! Strange lamp. Fortunately, it isn't real lava. A lamp imbued with magic and filled with strange lava-like substance. Roy beans, lime jelly beans, green-colored citrus-flavored jelly beans. Alright, the reward better be worth it, because this cost me a lot of money. A shot rings out and you duck just in time to avoid your hat being ruined. A skeleton is standing in the road ahead, arms akimbo, hands just over his holster, ready for another quick draw. Oh, also he is literally on fire. I almost forgot to mention that. Bean Wall! Bean Golem! Bean Shield! Bean! No, don't shoot the golem, shoot the wall. Bean! More spores. Goodbye. Red hot pistol. Plus speed.
Howdy, Frosty. Any line on that last jar of jelly beans?
Got him right here.
Well, I'll be jiggered. I didn't figure on seeing any of them jelly beans again, and here you brought it all back, all 3 jars. I ain't got much to reward you with other than a handshake, Frosty, but maybe I'll be able to pay you back somehow in the future.
Don't sweat it. I was happy to help. Alright, let's check out that Kellogg Ranch. Find a crate lying on the side of the road. It has Lost Dutch Oven Mine stenciled on it. Isn't that way in the opposite corner of the territory? That's pretty lost. Finders keepers. Main building. Rules. List of draconian fitness rules the guests of this sanatorium had to adhere to. It's a scale. It's like a ruler, but for weight. According to the scale, you weigh 36 decagrams. You don't know how to use this scale correctly. 9 grams. 41 stone. 23 decagrams. Years worth of height and weight recordings for the ranch's customers. It is the most boring book you've ever read in its entirety. Big ruler. It's like a scale, but for height. 6 kilograms and 5 parasangs tall. I don't know how to use the ruler correctly. Kellogg's office. It's a menacing ape skeleton. A grotesque anatomical chart. They've got the spleen mixed up with the liver. Hey, glamour leveled up. Sure, a lot of books about enemas on this shelf. Mostly medical journals and Bibles, and some old National Geographics. Investigate the desk. This desk is scrupulously tidy. In fact, there's not so much as a desk blotter or a single pen, and it only has 1 drawer. However, you find a secret button, cleverly hidden on the underside of that 1 drawer.
Here, that's my desk. Keep out of it.
You're incorporeal, so go ahead and try to stop me.
Well, I never.
Hidden panel slides open on the back wall, revealing a secret room. Awesome! Whoa, hello.
Hello.
It's your ghost, huh?
Yes, it does appear so. At last, without me here to instruct them in my regimen of purity, all my patients have fled.
That's probably not exactly why.
They're likely out ravaging the countryside and their own bodies. One cannot have purity of the soul without purity of the body, you know.
What's this whole purity kick about, anyway?
My threefold path to the elimination of corrupting influences. Would you like to hear about it?
Sure, lay it on me.
The first step I call purity of the glands. One must rid oneself of all romantic and sexual desires and cease any self-polluting activities.
Like what? Smoking cigars?
Well, yes, but I'm speaking more of, nighttime activities. Alone.
What?
Anyway, that's the first step.
Okay, what is the second step?
The second step is purity of guts. This is accomplished through frequent cold water enemas, yikes, and the consumption of wholesome and nutritious grain flakes manufactured through my personal scientifically developed recipe.
What makes them different from other breakfast cereals?
Did you not hear me? The recipe is scientifically developed.
Alright, what's the third step then?
The final step is purity of muscles. I've developed an extensive exercise regimen featuring several workout machines that I have invented myself.
Neat, and all this together, what was it?
My regimen eliminates corrupting influences from the body, thus purifying body, mind, and soul.
Well, that sounds like a good result to shoot for, and it works.
Certainly it does. Why, just look at me.
You're dead.
Only coincidentally.
Uh-huh. This is the most boring secret room you can imagine. Open the drawer. Find a binder full of cryptic, messily written notes labeled Kellogg's Grain Flakes Preparation. Interesting. You grab a sheet of paper and consolidate the crazy series of notes into a more or less straightforward recipe. 4 parts barley, 1 part oats, 3 parts spelt. Press to 91 psi, cook for 8 minutes at 640 degrees. There is a skeleton in this bed, and it's wearing weird metal pants. Chastity pants. -5 moxie. Looks like a torn out part of a diary page. Supposed to achieve purity of glands, but I can't stand sleeping in those metal pants. They're so noisy, especially when I... Bones! I need lockpick and 3. It's a combination grain sifter, flour mill, who knows what. Its grain hoppers are currently empty. Label on this thing says dough press. Large oven, but it doesn't have a door, just a wide slot. Gymnasium. Your body is still wrong. Stretchmaster 4000. Insert my limbs. You strap yourself into the machine and allow it to inflict some warm-up stretches on you. Keep going. The machine pulls so hard, which promptly yanks one of your shoulders out of its socket. Ow, ow, ow. No, you've had it with fitness. Maybe you can try again later. It's the lung flex. Suck on the blast hole. It's the vibromatic skeletal agitator. You put your mouth on the blast hole and turn the valve on the inside of the machine. A blast of air inflates your lungs, making you really dizzy. You strap yourself into the machine and turn it on. The intense vibrations make your teeth bang together uncomfortably. It hurts. I need lockpicking and foraging. Well, anyways, that seems like a good place to... Oh, wait, hold on. The Kellogg Ranch? A whole ranch? Not 2 burning or craters? Huh, yeah, that's unusual. A friend of cows? I doubt there's any such thing. Well, that seems like a good place to end the episode for YouTube, so to the people on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to hit every button you can find on YouTube. I won't see you in the next one because I'm looking at a webcam, but if you choose to watch it, you'll see me in the next one. Farewell. Thank you for your contribution. Farewell.